It's 8 o'clock in the morning. The air is sharp, the streets are quiet, and I'm sitting in my car with the engine idling, parked outside my friend's apartment. My eyes keep flicking to the clock on the dashboard. 7:55, 7:58, 8 a.m. I grip the steering wheel tighter, remembering the exact words I told her the day before. Be ready at 8, not a minute later. She'd laughed. I hadn't. And now, as the seconds tick past, there's still no sign of her. 1 minute later, I shift the car into drive. I glance at her door one last time, and I pull away. This wasn't a decision made in the heat of the moment. This was the product of months, years, of the same exhausting cycle. See, my friend? She is always late. Not sometimes, not occasionally, always. 15 to 20 minutes behind, no matter the occasion. Work, dinner, movies, even casual meetups. And when she doesn't have a car, she often asks me for rides. It's easy for her. Her place is along my route to the university where I work, and I've always tried to help. But every time I've waited for her, every time I've let her tardiness slide, I've paid for it. I've been late to work. I've had to explain myself to my boss. I've rearranged my own schedule to accommodate hers. And every time she apologizes. Every time she promises to do better. And every time, nothing changes. The last time I gave her a ride, she was 20 minutes late coming out. I sat there, parked outside her building, feeling my own morning slipping away. That day, her lateness made me late for work. She said she was sorry. She swore she'd be on time from now on, but I knew better. And then came this week. She had a seminar, an important one, a crucial step in her PhD program. She asked if I could give her a ride that morning, and I agreed. But this time, I made it crystal clear, 8 o'clock sharp. I told her I wouldn't wait. She chuckled at first, like it was a joke, but I didn't smile. I told her I was serious. She promised she'd be ready, so here I was. 7:55 a.m., parked outside her building. I sent her a text. I'm here. Her reply came quickly. Just a minute. I knew what that meant. With her, just a minute could stretch into 10, 15, 20 minutes. But this wasn't a morning I could afford to be late. Not again. By 8 Chalma, she still wasn't outside. She hadn't sent another text. At 8:01, I drove away. 19 minutes later, my phone rang. It was her. Her voice was panicked, almost frantic. Where are you? She demanded. I told her I was at work. I reminded her of what I'd said, 8 o'clock sharp, not a minute later. She started crying, then screaming. She told me she'd had a hard morning, that she couldn't be ready right at 8. She begged me to come back. Her seminar was at 9, she said. She absolutely could not miss it without serious consequences. And she was right. I could have gone back. It wouldn't have made me late for work. I could have swung by, picked her up, and dropped her off in time, but I didn't. I told her no. Her voice cracked as she promised, begged, that she'd never be late again. She repeated that this seminar was critical for her PhD, that missing it could have severe repercussions. But I didn't change my answer. I said, oh well, and hung up the phone. I went about my day as if nothing had happened. Later, I found out she missed her seminar. The school wasn't going to end her PhD over it, but there would be consequences, serious ones. And our friendship? Well, it was already fading before this. After that day, it was over. We haven't spoken since, and I can't lie. Part of me wonders if I could have handled it differently. I could have gone back, spared her this mess, and it wouldn't have cost me much. But another part of me knows this was the only way she'd ever face the reality of her chronic lateness. Because this wasn't just about one morning. This was about years of disrespecting my time, years of assuming I'd bend my schedule around hers. She's an adult, a PhD candidate. She knows how to set an alarm. She knows how to prepare for something important. And if this seminar really mattered as much as she said, why wasn't she ready early? Why wasn't she standing outside at 7:50, bag in hand, ready to go? Instead, she made the same choice she always made, running behind, trusting I'd wait. Only this time, I didn't. So, am I the asshole? Here's what I've been sitting with since that morning. We live in a culture where time is one of the most valuable things we have. You can't get it back. And when someone shows you repeatedly that they don't respect your time, what they're really showing you is that they don't value you as much as they value themselves. It's not about a single ride or a single morning. It's about a pattern. I think of all the times I sat outside her place, engine idling, watching my own clock tick away. I think of all the excuses, the apologies that never led to change. And I think of the moment I told her 8 o'clock sharp, and she laughed, like I couldn't possibly mean it. Maybe I could have shown compassion in that moment. Maybe I could have saved her from the fallout. But compassion without boundaries isn't kindness. It's enabling. And enabling her one more time would have just taught her that she could keep doing this forever, no matter who it hurt. This wasn't just a ride. This was a line in the sand. So I'll turn it over to you, the listener. If you were in my shoes, would you have gone back? Would you have given her that one last pass? Or would you have done exactly what I did and let her face the consequences of her own choices? Because sometimes the hardest thing you can do for someone you care about is stop protecting them from the lessons they need to learn.